Mm-hmm. My oh my. It has been a while. Sure, it will not take long for people to start pouring up in here. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing no more. I haven't done this in forever. Mm-mm-mm-mm. There we go. What's up, Brian, Philip, Sean, Joseph, Frank, Robert, Joseph, Keegan? What's up, Bobby? What's up, man? Hello, everybody. Sorry, I know it's been a long time since I've streamed. What's going on, Rowdy? I just figured I've got to sit down and do my research on the next tournament I have Saturday. So I was like, I might as well go ahead and stream while I'm sitting here looking at a lake. So disregard if you don't care about fishing or looking at lakes. Just disregard. How to read the schedule? Um, More than likely, you're going to be in the yard the first couple of days, so it should be a utility Monday. Louisville Division School in the 26th. Nice. I'm doing good, Justin. Man, it's fishing like crazy and trying to maintain work-life balance between work at Nucor, work here, and trying to fish. NS Start program, Frank. See that I was fortunate enough to not ever learn about starts. I never had a serious start or a minor start, nothing like that. But I could definitely make one about it. I just got to reach out to some local chairmen and get some more information on it. Atlanta by October 24th. Nice. It was good. No, the agreement's not out yet, Sergeant. It should be out sometime next week. From my understanding, it's got to go through. It's got to get signed off by the carriers, and then signed off by whatever whoever else Ferguson said. But then they'll be sent out to the to you guys. How do I talk to a person at NS Notify Health Services? Well, Nathan, that's a good question, man. I'm not sure. Might need to reach out to HR. Yeah, no new contract information from me besides what Ferguson sent. In that newsletter. That's the only thing I know. Taking a pay cut doing so, yeah. Hopefully it's just temporary. What's going on, J Dubs? How do you think labor receives some good days off? So, that's all speculation because I don't know exactly. I've heard y'all going to get 3 unpaid sick days. Um, but I don't know. I don't want to come here and spread false information. I haven't read the agreement. I haven't seen it. I've been waiting to see it. And once it's released, I'll definitely have a video on it, and I'll share my input, but I do know the biggest thing that I preached today. I had a podcast with Back That Truck Up from Freight Waves. But he asked me similar. He said, what did I think about the contractor, or where do I think it's going to go? And I basically said, if quality of life issues are not addressed, I would not be surprised if this contract gets voted no. And then he asked me another hard question, which would be, could all of this turn upside down if they were to vote no? And the truth be told, the answer is yes. It definitely could. Just now that since they came to an agreement, it has definitely postponed the strike process, right? So it's going to push it back into November for the next time for you guys could actually seek self help. Between now and November, we know we have primaries. So and just based on what has happened in the economy for the past 2 years, I expect a lot of changes to happen. Um, a lot of changes do happen, and and more Republicans get in than Democrats, it could really flip upside down. I think that's something to consider. But I'm not out there with you guys. That's between you. I'm just speculating at this point. So there's definitely something you got to pay attention to whenever if the contract's not good. Frank, yeah, thank you, Frank. Appreciate that. Yeah, I do too, man. I do too. Um, I really hope that and I understand. Like, man, it's crazy, and that was my biggest argument, or not really argument, but the biggest thing I talked about today with that podcast with Justin and them, and it's quality of life. It's not so much money; it's quality of life. Being able to be at home with your family when you want, not necessarily when you want to, but at least more than what you guys are doing now. What's up, Gus? Premise, what's up, man? Nix, Philip. Oh man, yeah. So yeah, quality of life issue is definitely the biggest concern for I think probably 95% of you guys and girls out there. So NS had their deal on the extra board that you worked six off two. You was off 48 hours every week, or every 6 days, which was definitely better than what a lot of you guys get. Um, but if you ever jumped into a pull turn, that was it. If you was on a pull turn, they would take advantage of you every week. As soon as you hit your fifth start, you would definitely be deadheaded back home on your sixth, or you'd sit in a hotel for 24 hours. They definitely took advantage of that. Yeah, Rowdy. So there's an argument for that also. Um, the two unions are holding out. We're put on the spot big time, and they caved in. And I don't want to say that the unions possibly sold you guys out, but here's another question I want you guys to think about. And like I said, call me out if you think I'm wrong. The UTU and Smart pay what $120 a day for strike insurance, right? How long, realistically, can the UTU keep that up and pay their members that money? So I think from the numbers that I read, it would have been what $12 million a week, or was it $12 million a month? It's one of them two. I would think it's probably $12 million a week, as many members as the UTU has. So you got to look at it that aspect too, and I'm sure you know how long would a strike really last, but you never know. It could last a couple of days. It could last a week or two. And how much money does the UTU really have set back for this stuff? But uh, just something that I've thought about over the past couple of days. With the issue with the strike causing issues in new CTs, I don't think so. No, even if there was a strike, I don't think so. You call them once a week, nice. Yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah, 1.5 million a day, 12 million a week. Yeah, so how realistically, how long could you keep that up? That's a lot of money. So that, yeah, I think there's a lot of factors that we don't know about that I can only speculate and assume that they're looking into. So how much money that the UTU has, you know, um, how long can they buy time? How long could the strike last? We've already seen Senator Burr from North Carolina shoot his shot, and Bernie, we all saw Bernie shoot that down, which was really funny. I should make a video on that because it's absolutely hilarious. Uh, 82 classmates in CT class, good. Yeah, keep bugging them. That's for sure. That's surprising that they're waiting that long. Nick, you must be at a terminal where they may not necessarily need the help. I'm not sure. I know that's how NS does. They typically hire their biggest terminals. They'll try and get them in the quickest, and then the terminals that they're not so short-handed, they'll wait. So I'm just doing my research. I got a tournament up here Saturday, and I'm trying to figure out some spots to go. First year you get a week nitrous, 7 days, or maybe it's 5 days. I think it's 7 days. Yeah, health insurance is going up. I think the national agreement health. I mean, it's going to stay the same, right? You know that it's going to stay at $390 something a month. But when I was there, it was $296. It's went up $100. But it's going to be if I remember correctly. Hang on, I have it right here on my notes saved from earlier. It'll be an immediate increase of 14%. So I mean, that's going to be a increase that you guys will notice. But yeah, insurance is definitely going to eat into some of that. Why is YouTube telling me to insert ads? I'm not inserting ads. Why would I do that? Y'all see enough ads on YouTube anyways. Randolph, what's the deal with the contract? It's got everything in limbo. Yeah, so right now it's they reached an agreement, but you just got to go through the ratification process, right? So it has to come to you guys and girls, and y'all have to vote on it. And we're waiting. We should get all the details next week. So as soon as I get the details, depending on how long this contract is, I'll try and break it down and hit the high spots and just give my perspective for what it's worth. And I can take that with a grain of salt and run with it. Whatever you think. I hope it's good. I hope y'all don't have to vote no. But we had two guys murdered by UT dispatcher line them into siding with cars. Wow, Sean. I saw where that guy died as a UP conductor. He got into the limits. I think it was RWIC from my understanding, but he didn't take the derail off the track and cleared him into his limits and made the shove back in a car. Rail car fell on him. That's tough. Insurance is going up to 397 or 50%. Oh, so yeah, yeah, that's wild, man. 397. Let's see. Robert, you said how do they come up with 24% wage increase? 14% over 3 years, and then 4 and 4.5. Uh, yeah, that's true. That equals up to what 20? What would that be? What 22, 23? Yeah, immediate wage increase of 14% with an additional 4% on July 1st, 2023. So that's 18, and then a 4.5% on July 24th or July 1st, 2024. That's 22.5. An additional wage increase of 3% effective July 1st, 2020. Um, yeah, that's a good point because this is saying it's retroactive from July 1st, 2020 to July 1st of 2022. Um, oh, it's because it compounds. That's why. That's why it's Robert because it's going to compound. And it's going to equal to 24% over a 5-year term. Lump sum payment totaling $5,000, of course. Went back to driving a truck, Joseph. I don't blame you, man. I just had a podcast earlier with back that truck up from with Justin from Freightways today. We talked for almost 2 hours. Is the high right screening something I should be worried about? I'm not. Is that really looking to your background check, Philip? I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, most I don't think it's going to affect CTs because you got to think they're still really short-handed and they still need all the help they can get. And if the contract is bad and something else happens, then you can might as well go ahead and bank on more people leaving. So they're going to keep on hiring. This is probably where I'm going to start fishing Saturday. Look at this all turned into grass. What's up, PA Real fam? Wow, the F-18 Joe? No, man, I haven't played anything in a long time. I've been super busy. Hey, Chris, yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I have friends that work for CP, and that sounds about right. What's going on, Emilio? I'm going to fish a walking frog, absolutely. Yeah, I've got about 15 of them in my boat. I didn't realize I had so many frogs, but yeah, this is a shallow, stumpy, grassy lake, and it's very dangerous. I'm trying to see if I can show y'all. I don't know if it's going to show me the stumps or not. No, I guess not. You can't see them. I mean, the channel is really, really tight. Actually, I know what. I can show y'all this. It's called Weiss Lake, and some of you may have heard of it if you crappie fish. It's called the crappie capital of the world.
Mic on. Mic feedback off.
Where's my charts? There we go. All right, so here's Weiss Lake. Let me show you how tight this channel is. It's really hard to run, and if you mess up, here, here's a creek channel, and that's probably, I don't know, maybe 40 or 50 feet wide. But this is the most dangerous spot I have found. When you come around this corner right here, there's about four big giant logs, probably the size of my boat, that stick out from these humps because it's only 14, 10 foot deep or so. But yeah, that's Weiss Lake is the name of the lake, and we go up there Saturday and fish. What do you recommend to pack for food? Anything that's got a long shelf life, because there's no telling how long you're going to be out there. Yeah, it's largemouth. Yeah, largemouth and spotted bass. I think that's all that's in there. Is largemouth and spots. There's not any smallmouth. You fished once in Neely Henry? Yeah, I got my first big tournament, Matthew. It's going to be on Neely, October 1st. It's the Alabama Bass Federation tournament, our first qualifying tournament for a state tournament, and then we'll fish regionals next year in Mississippi at Ross Barnett. It'll be fun. My first year fishing with a big dog, so it's going to be fun. What the heck is that? That all looks good. Looks like it should be grass right next to the main channel. Oh, it is. Mm. Make sure I'm looking at that right. I guess that's it. Yeah. Nice. What kind of boat do you have? I have a Bass Tracker 190 tournament edition. It's an 18.5 foot Bass Tracker, and I got a 115 4-stroke Pro XS and all the little bells and whistles. It's no fancy boat like a Ranger or Phoenix, not like that, but it definitely gets the job done. Amelia, I'm gonna wait until I see it first. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's. Like I said, if quality of life issues aren't um, addressed, then there's a big issue there. I've never even been up in that creek before, I don't think. I ran. Oh, this place scares me, man. Um, No, Rainy. So the strike has been kind of postponed, really. So there's more now that the agreement has been made. It kind of stops anybody from striking, and it's got to go through the ratification process. And so now it's up to the men and women of the union workers to vote, yes or no. NS training. Last week of training is going to be your um, signals test, and rail car inspection, like your C100 tests, hang at EOT, and then switching. So 3 steps and stuff like that. Oh yeah, no, yeah, hazmat. That's right. Yeah, hazmat's an open book test. Hey Michael, I'm not sure. I think it hasn't closed yet. I think we still have a couple of days for people to submit their comments. Let me see. Hmm. What did I say? Oh, there it is. Click this link here and see. Um. Yeah, so we've got until the 26th of September. So we got until Monday of next week. So there's still a week left before anything has happened. We are up to 10,000 comments, so it's definitely better than the 2,000 when I originally made the video. That's good. Yeah, them Conrail signals are horrible, man. I hate them. How much does Strike pay? 120 a day. See you, Premise. Appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Yeah, if you got Southern signals, you got it made. But anything other than I don't know the N&W signals, they're not too bad. But them Conrail signals, it's like trying to memorize hieroglyphics. I don't see how a lot of people do it. Go Southern. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Justin, that's what I try and preach. Oh, Big Bob, this is Weiss Lake. I got a tournament up there Saturday, and I was coming in here to sit down to study my maps and my contours. I got my Navionics chart pulled up over here too. But I was just gonna sit down and do my research, start studying the maps, and I was like, I might as well go ahead and stream while I'm sitting here and answer some questions. That's it. It's nothing special. Just looking. We've done really good in here in the past. Me and my uncle, we've won several tournaments here, and hopefully try and win another one. Hey, Randy, thank you, man. Ever hit around Tulsa? I have a pond full of 3 and 6 pounders. Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. I'll come down there. So I'm hoping if all goes well, Randy. So with the ABF, how it works is if you fish a qualifying tournament, you fish state championship. Once you fish state championship, you go and fish regional, which is against Mississippi. And I forgot how many they take. They take from that regional classic or regional tournament or whatever. But then you go to Oklahoma and you fish in the nationals, and that's the goal. End up in Oklahoma. I'm assuming that's where you're at, it's Tulsa, unless there's another city somewhere called Tulsa. Thank you for the $5, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, so the national championship I think is going to be held on. Is it Grand Lake? I think it is Grand. Is it Grand Lake? I think pretty sure that's right. Oklahoma. Grand or yeah, I think it is Grand Lake. Yeah, Grand. Yeah, Grand is huge. I've looked at several maps, and it will be next. It would be next year during the summer, so it'd be an offshore fishery, which is really what I'm kind of good at. I'm definitely good at offshore fishing just due to Gunnersville. But yes, we'll see how it goes. I got to make it there first. How do they choose a lake? I think it's the same lake every year. Massive boats for the Tulsa rich people. Yeah, I'll be out there in my 18.5 foot tracker. But yeah, Nathan, I'm not exactly sure how they choose the lake. I think they just, I don't know if they bounce around different or not, but they have a committee that chooses the lakes, and uh, you know, I just fish them, whatever it is. I know we go in Alabama. It's gonna be Neely, Eufaula, which is down south. Then we go back up to Martin, Lake Martin, and then Lake Wilson, and then Lay Lake, which Lay Lake is part of the Coosa. This is where it all starts. The Coosa starts here. This is Neely Henry. This is where I'll be at October 1st, which I have a lot of history here. It's just a big grass lake. It's just a river. And Lake Martin's part of the Coosa too. Logan Martin. This is my home lake. This is where I come and fish pretty much every day. And then you got Lay Lake. That's gonna be our state championship. And this Google Maps, if any of you are tournament fishing, this Google Maps free. You can definitely knock the time back to when they like definitely if they draw the water down on your lake. And this is October 2015. You can see a lot of spots that some people may not catch. Like that. That's Spring Creek, it says. Rapala scatterbaits. Nice, right? Now I've never heard of a Rapala scatterbait. Well, of course I know who Rapala is, or Rapala. Whoever I forget. People pronounce it differently. Keegan, now is Louisville? Is that Southern Signals? I'm not sure. But yeah, Randy Japan makes some pretty crazy baits, man. Like those duo is it duo reels, however you pronounce it. I've got some of their baits. Aaron Martin's was real big. The Southern, that's good. That's good. At least you know that way you can prepare accordingly. Another bridge. It is. Rebel Wee Frogs. What's going on, Michael? I've never even heard of those, Nathan. I'm so stuck on Spro. Spro frogs is all I really buy. Or I buy the what's the other one's called? The launcher series. They got tungsten weights in them. Oh, really? Yeah, look into that, Randy. I bet that's something that probably nobody throws down here, and I bet it could generate some bites because they never see it. Yellow Creek Falls. This is where I normally fish, but hmm. Been stuck in a hotel for Atlanta for 24 hours. Yeah, they got to reset your starts, man. That way you can. That looks really good. Those will be creek channels coming right next to this grass. See you, Justin. Have a good night, buddy. I'm about to get off here as well. Go take a shower, get ready for bed, and go to work in the morning. I just wanted to sit down and stream for a while. I haven't done it in forever. Yeah, Randy, I saw it. Well, I didn't see it. I read about it. Uh, yeah, I read where the barge was. I guess from what I remember correctly, if I remember correctly, it's there were some really bad winds, like 40 miles per hour, and they thought that the barge would be clear of the track, so they rested up against the bank. And then by the time that they saw the train, they realized it was too late, and they tried to put it in reverse, and it caught the head in. See you, Keegan. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Good luck at school if I don't talk to you again. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, the report I read said the barge was trying to get. Oh wow, what is that? Is that all lily pads? Hmm, that looks promising. What's going on, Albert? Thanks for stopping by, man. Yeah, yeah. So, before I understand that the barge was having some really bad winds, and it was pushing it around, so it just kind of decided to rest up against the bank until until the winds died down, and it was too late. PTC failure. I can't believe they actually admitted that. Can't. I'm sure that I figured they'd try and blame it on the crew. Do you think NS will push conductors 100%? I doubt it, Evan. No. If they were smart, they would. Because I get comments every day asking me who should they go with, NS or CSX, and my first question is, well, CSX pays 100% versus NS pays 80. No, Anthony. So job insurance is only good when you're put out of service, but if you are furloughed, you can draw unemployment, which is like $700 and something dollars. But I think it might be even $800 now every 2 weeks. No news on a contract yet, Albert. I'm patiently waiting, just like you guys are, for the details to be released. But I've been asked by a lot of people that you know, do I think it's a good contract? And from what I've read, just from Ferguson, I'm not sure. Like, I really hope quality of life issues have been addressed. Time off, stuff like that needs to be addressed. Horrible attendance policies like high vis, which, from my understanding, the unions or the that really that's a company policy, so that I think that has to be addressed with. I'm not sure. I guess it's got to be addressed with the unions. One paid sick day. That's nuts. Yes, sir. No problem, man. Yeah, high vis can't be touched. That's right. Yeah, because it's a company policy. Is that right? So the government nor the FRA or STB, none of them can get involved with that. That's the only thing I guess that the unions or government can do would be, or really don't want the government to get involved hardly at all, but the unions could really fight for days off. You don't get fired for hospitalized or surgery, but you get penalized if you go in for a doctor's visit, like your yearly checkup, or because you got yearly checkups and for everything, whether it be dental, health, hearing, whatever the case may be. That's crazy. They stopped the hair test for NS, and that doesn't surprise me. They only look back 90 days. That looks promising. Looks like the water's pretty deep right here too. Might have to make the run up in there, Little River. I think they call it Little River Marina or Little River Creek, something like that. I don't even know how you'd run up in there. I've never been back in that creek in my life. There's Yellow Creek Falls. I think. Wow, that's sketchy. So you either got to run through here, where it's 8 foot deep, or you got to run all the way here and hit this little bitty channel and follow it around. And come all the way back up in here where it's, I think it's right here, yeah. Hmm. Um, do you think with everything happening in the railroad life, should people still apply? Yeah, I think so. I mean, a lot of people, this job is their dream. Um, and if people have that thought in their head, like I want to go work for the railroad, or it's always been a goal of theirs to do it, I encourage them to do it because if they don't, they're going to look back and regret it. And it's just, it the economy the way it is. If you don't like it, you can definitely quit and go find another job. It's so easy to find jobs nowadays. If you're, as long as you're not a crackhead and you're on drugs, you're okay. Um, Hell, even if you are a crackhead, all you do is stay clean for 30 days and you get a job. Why you need a driver's license to be a railroad conductor? Well, Austin, you gotta have a driver's license because you got to drive from terminal to terminal. You might have to drive to a local. Um, you know, there is a lot of driving involved, especially if you got to get a deadhead. You can ride in a van, but like for my instance, I hired in Sheffield. Memphis was our end of our line, and sometimes I had to drive to Memphis to go work for 6 hours, to turn around and drive 3 hours back home. And yeah, I think a license is definitely required. I kind of agree with you. It doesn't really make sense, but at the same time, as long as you had transportation, you can always call somebody, call it Uber until you take you somewhere. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but there is definitely driving involved, and they can't always have a van. From my understanding, PTI and these other Rail Express companies are super short-handed also. So I guess they're kind of depending on guys to drive. What you think of the Go team? Um, if I understand that correctly, a Go team is, I've heard this term before. Is a Go team like a group of conductors and engineers that go wherever the work is? So you pretty much travel around and you go to where, say, Birmingham's super cluster, super busy. You go down there to get trains from point A to point B, and then it could be Chicago. Yeah, I think that'd be fun, man. It'd be cool if you're single and you don't have any kids, don't mind being gone, and want to make a bunch of money. They'll definitely have to incentivize you, in my opinion, pay you a lot of money, pay for your lodging and stuff like that, and your food, and it'd be a great way to make a lot of money. That's for sure. I don't think it's a bad idea though, because you have people that would like to do that. Yeah, I think it's just part of the hiring process. Austin has. That's just how it is. They want you to have one, and they make the rules. Unfortunately, trust me, I don't agree with all of them by any means. I think a lot of us don't agree with any of them, or most of them. That's weird. There'll be a hole right here. Grassy Point. I need to start making waypoints. How far out from your terminal can they force you to drive to work? So, Nick, it depends. Um, a lot of people are fortunate to, like for instance, for me, there's Meridian's not the end of our line here in Birmingham, so I never would have to drive to Meridian. But I think they can make you drive to your next terminal. So let's say if you go from wherever your away from home terminal is, they can call you to deadhead you there, or you can drive there depending on what you have to do. But the odds of that happening is very slim. So most of the time, it's just you may have to drive to wherever your the yard is. Like for Sheffield, we had Sheffield Yard, then we had Memphis Yard, and if you go east, you had Sheffield and Decatur, which is about an hour east, and then you had Chattanooga. And so every now and then you have to go catch a Decatur train, a local, and take it and go serve customers and come back. But it just depends on your location, your terminal. As you're away from home terminal, the end of the line, if that's the case, then they can definitely send you there. If it's not, and there's conductors and stuff there that live there, then you should be okay. Oh, you're on a pull turn, Sean? That sucks, man. Because I know they take advantage of y'all starts. Think they'll deadhead you. I mentioned this earlier in that podcast. I told Justin, I said, these companies will make sure you not hit your sixth start because if you do, you get 48 hours off. I said they'll deadhead you back home, or they'll let you sit in a hotel 24 hours, and that's it. When does the cooling off period ends? I think it ends sometimes in November. I'm not exactly sure of the date. I need to look, but I'm not exactly sure. I think it's in November though. Pushed it back to November. Does the response time? No. So Nathan, like for instance, if I was called to go work um, in Memphis, which is a 3 hour deadhead. Let's say they call me at 12 p.m. and they say, "Hey, you need to report to Memphis. We need you in Memphis or whatever." They still give you your hour and a half call time. So technically, I don't have to leave until 1:30 and take off up there. So what I would do is I would wait till about 1:20, 1:25, then I'd get in my truck and I'd start driving. And then I'd drive 2.5 hours up to Memphis, but I could only work um I could only work six. I could work 8 hours. Oh man, I couldn't remember. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I could only work 6 hours. So you drive three up there. It's a 3 hour deadhead. You can only work 6 hours and have to allow 3 hours for you to drive back home, which would be a total of 12. So they'd pay for your mileage up there. They'd pay for your 3 hour deadhead there and your 3 hour deadhead back, and then your 6 hours, which would be actually a full day work in Memphis. It was a good gig. Like I'd make like $500 or $600 in a day. I think it's like $600 a day. Are they legally allowed to force you into an engineer position as a conductor? I'm not know about legally, Jacob, but that is how it works. Once it's your turn and you've got the seniority, they will send you to engineer school and you must pass, at least for NS. If you don't pass, then you pretty much fail and you're fired. Did I hate working for the railroad? No, no, I didn't. I loved it. But Jacob, yeah, like Sean says, you can flow back. There's a bunch of people who flow back conductors. Younger conductors, no seniority, kind of hate it, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. That's it's there for a reason. So you can become marked up or a certified engineer, but you can flow back and just go back to your ground seniority as a conductor. Oh man, how long have I been on here? I don't even know. Let's see. Wow, it's already been 45 minutes. Holy cow. Oh, really? Nice. That's good to hear. I know with NS they always said that you were fired if you didn't pass engineer school, but they may be way more lenient with that nowadays with them being so shorthanded. So you went on the steel step? No one even stands on a steel step for most of the time when doing hang tests. That's crazy. I'm sure you may have seen that video of me talking about. I think who was it? Was it the last one I did? CP, I think, or maybe it was SCP. The guys actually switching in the yard, riding up on the grab iron themselves. That's how it normally works. Get up there and get comfortable. If you gotta make a long shove, for sure. Oh man. All right, fellas, I'm getting off here. I've got to go take a shower and get ready for it. I'm gonna wake up at 3:30. 3:30. I appreciate you guys being here, though. Sorry I haven't streamed in such a long time, but I'm trying to start doing it more often for sure. And yeah. If you have any questions, drop them down below in the comment. Go to my videos or something and comment or send me a message on Facebook. You can find me. And we'll go from there. Good luck to everybody going to school. Good luck to everybody with the contracts. I'm hoping it's going to be in y'all's favor. As soon as I hear something, I'll let y'all know. I promise I'll have a video on it that day as soon as I get home from work. So, patiently waiting just like you guys are. But until then, I will holler at y'all. Sean, take it easy, man. Appreciate you being here. Albert, Austin, Albert, Jacob, I appreciate all you guys. Anthony, appreciate you being here, man. Y'all take it easy. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.